start with an opening dynamic. I can't see us here in the bathroom. Episode 14. I have been searching the city of pyramids. Here along the shoreline of my consciousness, I will find understanding, wisdom, and you. Are all these synonyms for the color of magic? The books, the order, the language. There is a little beach in my sink. See, I got a bottom in there somewhere. When I think of my room, it's all I see. Me in the mirror, the colors of magic, a ceramic white. Where I meet white light. The corners of the stars out my window. KFA, HAA, return to sensation. And then it would be really good if instead of playing the whole long intro, it just went straight into MC Ride doing the thing, right? So maybe we should cut that down for the future reference. I should have done that before.
Yeah.
Do we agree on that?
We agree.
We agree on that. Fuck. Okay, wait. Evelyn.
Hello? Hi, everyone.
There's no drops or anything like that. Hold on. But there is.
There we go.
Yeah, we can bring it down, right?
Raw time.
Yeah, what's up? Are you lesbian?
Sure. Are you?
No.
That's too bad. Raw time.
All right, we're gonna do some little rapping here right now. We're gonna have some time. We're gonna be so cool, all right? All right, okay. Hit it!
Raw time.
To my dream, whoa, we showed my heart in
Marietta, you are a warm and beautiful human. That is really how I feel.
You mean that? You want to do the song? You're going to do the song? Hey, I'll just leave a copy of it in the dressing room for you, okay? Hey, you guys bring it straight.
Once again, Dino!
I fuck the music, I make it curl. I fuck the music with my serpent curl. Hit. Wanna be, have no fear, comes and goes, man. It's here, no windows, feels so weird when it blows.
Oh my God, Kaylee.
I got a dose for.
Hello.
What happened to your shirt?
I don't know.
What happened to your shirt? Why are we in a bathroom?
I don't know.
It's different to the car.
Yeah,
It's different to the car.
it is different to the car.
There's no that nice background music. We need to get.
This is where you were taking us the whole time.
You're listening to Return to Sensation or watching it. My name's James Charalambides. You know, I got a really good slogan for the show now. You're going to love this.
Go on.
What you're listening to is lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. What's that? I thought that was really good.
I don't know, Jimmy.
I don't know about that. Oh, fine.
Yeah, no, there's something to that.
There is something in it. 1 second. I'm just realizing I'm not sounding as loud as I should be. Tonight, prepare yourself, because it's been a busy week. It's been a long day. We're all in an excellent mood. And I have lots of ideas of what to talk about, but not lots of ideas of what to play, which means you're in for an extremely boring show. If you have any song requests, please send them in. You can send them to me directly, because I'm assuming that you know me, and if you don't, it's nice to meet you. You're listening to this on W1 Radio, or you are watching this on YouTube. And for the next 2 hours, we're going to be talking about nothing but the BBC documentary made several months after the peace treaty was signed, the death of Yugoslavia. If you haven't seen it, there's no point in listening to the show whatsoever. You should just click away right now, give up, and go do something else with your evening, like watch it.
Should I leave?
Yes, both of you. Listen, okay, it's chilling. It's chilling. How? I don't want to cover you here, Kaylee, or take away from the spotlight, 'cause I know we've all got things to say, but it's chilling how prescient it is as a piece of media, and in all seriousness, it's all I've been thinking about all week. That and Ken Burns' Vietnam, which we will also be talking about. Kaylee, are you excited for our conversation about Ken Burns?
Oh, I'm so excited, Jim.
And the listeners are excited too. They can't wait. They love war documentaries. Yes, here tonight at Evelyn's house. Who I haven't actually introduced you properly yet. What's your name? In the bathroom. Evelyn.
Hi.
And what's your name? Floating head woman.
Oh, I'm Kaylee.
You're Kaylee. Look, fine. So maybe they haven't seen the death of Yugoslavia. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's what I've been thinking about this week. We've got lots of fun on the way for you, but I think first we should listen to some music. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan,
Sure.
Stan.
Yeah, okay. What songs do you guys want to hear?
Give me a minute. I'll have a suggestion.
I want requests. I want I want requests, because we can't just talk about the documentaries all night, because that would be boring for everyone. No one wants that. No one wants to hear it. I'll just link. I'll find a good rip of all of the death of Yugoslavia, and then I'll put it in the description, and then everyone can watch it.
We never do a show that boring.
We never do. Never have we ever once done a show that boring. Look, it's dynamic. The reason we're in a bathroom. Look, fine. My housemate had a really good question a while ago about what your favorite bathroom was, and I thought that was a great question. And I was so excited to do a whole show about it. And then I was like, wouldn't it be great if we were in a bathroom? And then everyone was like, it will be a reflection in the mirror. It's going to look great, which, great job, by the way. I'm just kidding. I love it. It's brilliant. It's great. It really fits in with that whole lo-fi radio for hi-fi people.
Well, you know what you're gonna get when you give someone like half an hour to prep something.
Well, when I said prep, look, I've been thinking about this as an idea for a show, and no one's fucking engaged with it. No one has any great. Sam recorded a voice note, which I'll play, but no one else has given anything about their favorite bathrooms. Got a great piece of friction from a listener about bathroom. But no one has told me what their favorite bathroom is. So change that. Get in touch tonight. Let me know. Or if you two, because we can't just talk about Vietnam. Or can we? I'll think about it. Look, if you've got a bathroom story.
I don't know if I have a favorite bathroom. I have like memorable bathrooms.
That's great. That's enough. That's enough. You should have sent in a voice note, because you're not allowed to say it in person. That defeats the entire point of like
I
the
have
call
bathroom stories, I think. Like, I've got some good stories.
Favorite bathrooms only.
Favorite bathrooms only.
Favorite bathrooms only. If you have a favorite bathroom and you'd like to share it with us, please send it in. Okay? Look, in the meantime, we're going to listen to some music. That's what the show's all about. And then maybe we'll talk about Ken Burns' Vietnam. And maybe we'll talk about the death of Yugoslavia. And maybe what did you say, that this had a little bit of a live journal feel to it, Kaylee? That was one of the good things about it, not one of the bad things about it.
Yes. I think that's one of my favorite things about this show.
Strong
is that
agree.
it feels like a live journal.
So everyone's gonna hear all about it. Everyone's gonna hear all about it. It's a beautiful night here. It's been a hot summer's day, and things are looking good.
Yeah.
What was that?
No.
Hesitation.
What were you doing last week? Why no show?
I needed a night off.
Okay, well.
I was seeing someone. I needed a night off. I prioritized my own comfort and care and mental whatever. Fuck off.
There we go, Jim. We love to see it. We
Fuck
love
off
to
with
see
those
it,
fucking
Jim.
questions, alright? I still proactively stream. Like, I still had the old episode I was playing streaming off a laptop in the corner of the room.
It was a just straightforward normal question.
It wasn't a normal question. It was loaded. Everything's loaded. Look, listen, you're listening to Return to Sensation, lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. My name's James Charalambides. I'm joined by Kaylee and Evelyn, and we're going to listen to a song that I've been listening to. Two songs, and then we're going to talk about the war. Are you ready? Get us off screen. Put the fun new graphics on. Hit it. Oh, yeah. Another song.
Where I go on this little fine line. Antonio gonna make me go blind. Oh, why he did tickle me down to my toes. Ooh, have mercy while I have it in his nose. While I go on this of my brain. Oh, why that is gonna drive me insane. Oh, why he did tickle me down to my toes. Oh, why that I said now. Goodness knows, do it. I truly do love watch that stuff to itself in. Watch that side, don't you know gonna be dead and right. Bad foxy mama watch her walking down the street. White light come upside your head, gonna make your head ache on your street. White light and make it every week. White, oh, split a motor, everybody gonna go kill a mother. White, it's guns, everybody get gonna make me run to it.
I got a fun piece of friction for you guys. The story's called Taking Your Granddad to the Bank this morning. That's part of the title. It's fun. You said you want it live journal? You want it live journal? Here it comes. This morning I was locked out of my bank account. I was stranded in Paddington without anything. I couldn't take cash out. I couldn't use. I couldn't even get a line bike. And thank God I was in North London for therapy, because my granddad lives in North London, and the reason I was locked out of my account is because, bless him, he tried putting some money in my account, and it flagged up a fraud thing. I got my entire account deactivated, and I had to take my granddad to the bank this morning, but because he's riddled with Alzheimer's, he was convinced we were going to a funeral. So, how very Scandinavian film this is sounding. We take him to the bank. He's wearing a full suit. And it's wild and depressing and very strange. And I'm freaking out about it. And it was so stressful. And we got to the bank. And because he's the best, he just just turned the charm on and fixed everything. It was wild. I've never seen anything like it. He had no idea what was going on. And we got there. And then he was just like, oh, yeah, this, and this. Here's my passport. It's all good. It was crazy. And it was a very stressful morning, but it gave me faith that even if your brain melts, you can still be cool as a cucumber, because he was very cool. He was cracking jokes the whole time. It was insane. So thank you to him for making this morning less stressful than it should have been.
Can you remember any of the jokes that you told?
I actually can. There was, because the guy on the phone was... the guy who was on, so they have to call like the main help central thing for it, and then the guy on the phone was American, the like Barclays operative thing, and then they were asking him all these questions, and then and then he was like, these fucking Americans make you sorry Kaylee but he was like, these fucking Americans, they're gonna be asking me if I breathe next. And I thought that was quite funny. We all had a good laugh. We all had a good laugh about it. But it was very surreal. And it was an odd, interesting morning. But I have access to my account again, which is great because I've got so many subscriptions, just like Rocket Money, that I need to pay for. Rocket Money is a great way of... of sorting your personal finances. You can use the code Return to Sensation at checkout for 15% off. And this isn't a paid product placement. I'm just really into personal finance, which is not true. And I wish we had some kind of sponsorship. But the reach, dare I say, for brands would be irresponsibly small and a bad investment. You're listening to Return to Sensation, which is lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. We've got some great requests that are coming already. Oh boy, I can't wait to play them. They're going to be good. Sam has requested one that I will play. I believe it is him and Seb listening. And I hope your cats are okay, Seb. And you got the necklace that they ate back. Today has been long. This morning was stressful. And all I wanted to do was go home and unwind by enjoying more of Ken Burns' wonderful The Vietnam War, which I've been watching in a way that I thought would be background, but my God, is it so engrossing that I just keep getting back in the mix, and I'm stuck in front of my laptop learning about the conflict that defined the Cold War. How exciting. Oh, just play some more music. Come on, man. No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
What's the last public bathroom that you used? And how's that?
I don't understand how that's related to what we're talking about. I don't understand none of this is related to what we're talking about. Oh, right, the last public bathroom I used was at that nice pub I was talking about where we did the wine tasting today. And yeah.
Cool.
It wasn't crazy. It was just like a very generic bathroom where they put like little twee things in there because it's kind of old school. So they put like a boot or something in there, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, boot in the bathroom.
Boot in the bathroom. Don't enter if there's a boot in the bathroom, you know what I mean? I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's so much to say, and yet I don't want to say it. How are we in the same situation every week? There's so much to say, and I don't want to say it about the war. I've been listening to today a lot of Vietnam War music, but that's well-trodden ground. You don't need to listen to a bunch of CCR. But I've also been listening to a bunch of spooky stuff tangentially related to the Fire Walk With Me soundtrack. So I want to go see it at the cinema yesterday, spontaneously, can you believe? With someone who hasn't seen it before, had no idea what was coming, and bless them, was a real trooper about it, because there is a lot of difficult scenes
Yeah.
in
that's
that
a rough
film.
one.
But it was great, and I've been listening to the soundtrack all day, and we're probably going to play some sort of Lynchian spooky stuff tonight, which suits this wonderful bathroom Ev has transported us into with the miracle of what's this software called again? OBS. OBS. Oh,
Yeah,
BS.
yeah.
Is that what you're supposed to do? Yeah, come on. Kaylee, how are you doing? You okay?
Oh, I'm Jim Dandy.
Turn it up. On.
Am I on?
Telephone.
Hello. I'm Jim Dandy. Jim.
You're good?
I'm great. An anecdote about the Vietnam War, since you were talking about the Vietnam War. Some of my favorite images, just for like archival images, are images of soldiers' lighters and the different things they had engraved on their lighters from the Vietnam War, which range from being very funny and self-deprecating, because a lot of them obviously did not want to be there, to ultimately also being very sad as well. But the different things, the different ways that people individualize their lighters and like customize their lighters is quite interesting.
Kaylee, where can we find these images?
I will send them to you, Jim.
Please.
I will send them to you,
Please,
Jim.
don't withhold them. That sounds great. Ev, you love smoking.
What a weird transition,
You'd
Jimmy.
enjoy this.
I have a Vietnam anecdote.
Yeah, go on then.
When we first got to uni, we had to do these like editing exercises, and my edit in like first year was we had to like mix films together to create like a new meaning for the scene or something stupid, and everyone was trying to be serious and cool. Anyway, I cut They Live, you know, the film where he puts the glasses on and he can see the aliens. With I think it was a mixture of Apocalypse Now and Platoon, so it was like Vietnam glasses anytime he put them on, and he was like,
He was having flashbacks.
yes, that was essentially the idea.
That's
But
that is well, we've,
some of my finest work for sure.
and it's never gotten any better than that until tonight with this bathroom experience we're living in.
Yeah, exactly. So I've built on that experience, and here we are.
Sounds a little lo-fi if you ask me, but that's what the show's all about. What is it about? Go on, say it.
It's a it's a lo-fi. Fuck off. I don't know where I am. I don't know where
It's a
I'm so
lo-fi
confused.
show for
hi-fi
people.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Thank you for requesting a song, Sam. We're going to play some more music now.
I can make your girl stop what she's doing and turn around and watch me do my little dance. I can drink about 15 beers and maybe 25, it depends on the kind. I can drop a lot of interesting facts about Europe in the 1950s. But it doesn't mean anything if you ain't here with me, because I need you and you need me. You need me. You need me. You most deaths happened in pilot school. I believe. I can make a girl stop what she's doing and turn around and watch me do my little dance. I can drink about 15 beers or 25, it depends on the can. But I can drop some historical facts about wars in Europe that you know nothing about. But it doesn't mean anything if you weren't here with me, 'cause I need you and you need me.
yeah. Oh, 16 dances. Fucking yes. What did I just say to you, Tim? What did I just say to you, Tim?
Which bit? We're about to
Part
learn
that I
about
said
everything?
that we're about to learn about everything.
Everything.
You know how last week I was sort of saying that when you consume enough media about these things, when you go down enough holes, you start like meeting people in real life, and not online. You start meeting people in real life who rub you the wrong way, and then your knee-jerk reaction might be, "Oh, you slime, you Nazi." Met a couple of those this week at work, but that's beside the point. Okay, maybe there were some people who rubbed me the wrong way this week, and maybe when they did that, my first thought as I was consuming it is, you would have participated in the ethnic cleansing of Bosniak Muslims. I don't think I'm wrong or off base. I think these are real people who did these things, and I think there's a horrible cycle that's happening in my head right now that I wish I had spent more time working out how to articulate. But that's not what this show is about. Okay, it's about real, raw, unfiltered, lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. That's right, you're back. You're listening to Return to Sensation. I'm your host, James Charalambides. So I met this guy this week who, oh boy, if you put a gun in his hand in one of those controlled territories in the 90s, I guarantee you he would have gotten up to some tricky business in Yugoslavia. He was a total prick to me, and I didn't like his energy whatsoever. He was a little dumpy amateur director. Eat it. Nazi slime. 1. Fine. Okay, so watch that documentary. But watching Vietnam has also been eye-opening because, dare I say, it's very easy as someone who enjoys history and enjoys these kinds of things to actually relate more with the insipid and extremely smug American architects of the war than it is the people on the ground committing atrocities. Now, Sam, that song, the Viagra Boys song you sent, was remarkably prescient because, yes, these programs and shows and things, they are for entertainment. Ultimately, I do find it interesting, ultimately, but it's the kind of entertainment and dorkiness that I'd imagine, I'd imagine, or we know that people like Robert McNamara prided themselves on, being historians and they were all wrong. So what's right? Maybe I can do all of this reading and it not do anything to me. It makes me more of an idiot somehow. I don't think that's true, but I'm just playing devil's advocate to myself because I've been reading a lot. Kaylee, how have you been enjoying Ken Burns' The Civil War?
We're big fans of Shelby Foote.
No, we're
in this
not.
house.
Let's just have that disclaimer off the bat. No, we are not. What I have been doing a lot recently, though, is I have been getting back into Appalachian folklore and remembering my time as a child visiting the Appalachian Mountains, because I grew up in North Carolina around the Blue Ridge Parkway. So I was remembering my time and my experiences there, and then also reflecting on so much folklore that comes out of that area and all of the different stories, and then reflecting on different stories.
What goes on down there?
So much. Those mountains are so old. They're very old.
Did they drop, wasn't there like a chemical spill or something in West Virginia? When they were doing
West Virginia? When was that mentioned?
Sorry, not West Virginia is near the Appalachians, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Evelyn. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't there some kind of chemical spill when they were doing the Manhattan Project or like moving nuclear waste and shit around?
There's something I'm remembering. Why do I forget the name of what I'm thinking of?
What I'm saying is maybe there's something in the water.
You mean that's why Kaylee is the way she is?
Probably, most likely. I did not grow up in and around West Virginia, but I have been reading much about the Bell Witch, which I think the current social politics around that story in the small town in Tennessee where it is said to have originated is quite fun. So,
Can you fill us in on that? But I'm also conscious, Evelyn, are you breathing into the microphone heavily?
It might be me, yeah, sorry.
Outrageous. You're interrupting your partner. She's about to share with us.
I'll stop breathing.
Stop breathing.
do you want just like the overview of the story, and then I can fill in?
I kind of want you to give just like a off the dome summary. I don't want you to read something.
So a very sort of long and convoluted story short. It has a lot of different orations, and there are a lot of different smaller stories and instances that are spoken about happening in this house in the mid-19th century, which was the home of John Bell and his wife and 3 children, who are visited by a poltergeist, and usual poltergeist things happen within the house. The spirit speaks to them and says that they have a name, that their name is Kate, and that they have been disturbed. There are also different iterations of why the spirit has been disturbed, which also include the sort of usual racism towards indigenous communities around the Appalachian Mountains, with the whole like burial grave disturbance trope. But essentially, things are moved in the house, hair is pulled, people are thrown from their beds and tormented, and eventually the patriarch of the house, John Bell, is allegedly poisoned by the spirit, and the spirit openly confesses to this poisoning. Whether or not that happened is...
Definitely happened.
I don't think that's what happened.
It was very convincing. It sounded, that was a great summary of it.
However, what's more interesting than the story itself is I would say in more recent history, the sort of contemporary retellings, because in this very small town in Tennessee, which is, I believe, Adams is the town, there are multiple people who are ancestors of this family or neighbors of this ancestral family, or somebody's cousin who had a friend who stayed over and had witnessed or accounted for mysterious instances or behavior that had happened in and around the area of the house. And it's quite funny because the town seems...
Facebook groups or something?
It seems
it's that
like
kind
it.
Of vibe.
The
it
town
like
seems to be quite
vibe.
split on true believers who say that they have dreams of trees and groves, and they end up visiting the same groves that they had seen in their dreams, and then happen upon the graves of the Bell family as some sort of premonition or vision. Or there are folks who are staunchly against these happenings and are well, I went down to the local library and I looked this up and this isn't true.
You mean fucking the cool people?
It's quite funny because everybody sort of accuses, like there are folks in town who accuse other parties of lying about their sort of ancestral ties to these stories. But I just think the stories are quite funny.
And they're to project. I mean, that's the nice thing about folklore. You can just like project your own creativity on it without having to come up with a whole backstory because you've already got the thing. So you can come up with your own story. It's like, it's like where like someone gives you like a pre-existing fantasy world and you can kind of
it is quite fun in that way because it seems like everyone in this town is somehow affected by that story in some way and sort of inserts themselves or family members or somebody that they know and they sort of tie themselves to these alleged occurrences and poltergeist activities that happened in the mid-19th century. And there was also a published book, apparently, in and around that time of the alleged happenings while they were happening, which is also quite funny. as like a
Why
text.
isn't this just a show about ghosts or something? That'd be great. We could just do that.
I don't think so.
There's a lot of tangents coming together tonight.
There are a lot of
Because
ties.
I'm not, and I haven't. I should have thought before speaking about Vietnam. I should have. You know what I should do? Because I had a great. I remember researching a treatment for something and coming. I got like listening to nothing but like I think it's called like Saigon Supersound, which is like the kind of pop product. Well, not pop, but it was just like kind of swing music that was being put out of Vietnam at the time of the war, but not like fucking not Jimi Hendrix, like local music. And then maybe you should just do a whole episode and actually write something sensible about how I feel about the documentary. But it's just been clouding my thoughts. And that it's just you think about it a lot. You think about these things. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? It happened, didn't it? So like, come on, man, don't read any books about it. Don't fucking watch any series. It's not gonna change anything. Come on, what's interesting about that? When there's so much fun stuff happening right now, you can pay attention to instead. That has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Nothing. There's no lessons to be learned from history. It's just entertainment. Get it. Take what you will from it. Dress it up in whatever way you want, and make some funny jokes. But that's not what this show is about, because the show isn't funny.
No one's been able to stop it just cycling around yet, so might as well just
I will have to admit, the one thing that I was going to go on like a crazy ramble about is like the horrible cyclical. That it's just the same thing, just dressed up a million different ways.
That's what I mean.
Again
Like,
and again
what
and
are you
again,
going
and
to do?
that's the crushing and horrible thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we need to start engaging with different media that makes us happy. Like Twin Peaks. Whoa, everyone loves that. And I went to go see Fire Walk With Me again, and it was great. And I'm going to play some music sort of adjacent. So we're going to listen to some Cramps, and then I'll probably play maybe one or two songs from the Fire Walk With Me soundtrack. One of the ones that's coming is the best one. And then maybe we read the one story we got this week. Outrageous, and I'm disappointed in the two of you as well. I was busy. I should have written something. I didn't write anything. What is this fucking creaking, croaking noise? Is it one of the cables?
That's the chair,
Isn't it
Jimmy.
your chair?
That's your chair.
Take it off.
Jimmy, you
Cut
keep
off. Get me off.
moving
Get me
around.
off.
I
It's not
was
my chair.
I
It's
was
not my
also
chair. It's
busy,
not-
and I tried to write something, and I got a half-written thing, and
It's just
it
not
was
up to
too
scratch.
complicated
You
for me
had
to finish.
2 weeks. Everyone had 2 weeks to do this. Why didn't I do anything in 2 weeks? Kaylee, it's not my chair. I'm not going crazy. Everyone can hear it. It sounds like there's someone scratching trapped underwater.
Yeah, it's the poltergeist.
It's not the poltergeist. Hold on. Give me a sec. You know what it is? No, it is my chair. You're right. Okay,
Jimmy,
look,
it's the
fine.
chair.
Apologies.
It's your
Apologies.
chair.
Get my
Promise.
face off the screen so I don't have to look at it, and then
Yep.
we'll play some music. All right. Give it a second. That should be coming through right now.
Way down in Mexico, there's a crazy little chick that I know. In a honky-tonk on the outskirts of town, where the music's hot and the lights turn down. Blue moon, baby. Yeah, blue moon, baby.
Hello, James. Coming at you live with a story about my favorite bathroom, which is in a place in Shoreditch called Gloria, which is an Italian restaurant. Very nice Italian restaurant and very bespoke, cool, weird interior design there. And the bathroom definitely kind of gave me an experience of feeling simultaneously included, unsafe, and amazed. Because there's no door to the bathroom there. It's like, you know, when they hang beads down over a door frame, you kind of part the beads, and it's kind of difficult to determine where the women's and the men's end, because it's kind of like, from my memory, it's kind of like one big room with like open dividers. But I found the men's bit because even though the lights were all kind of turned off in there because it's very dark, I could see a urinal. So I like went over to the urinal, and it's kind of like backs onto a second urinal, which is like directly behind it. And the wall that divides these two urinals is about waist height. So if someone else decided to come in and use the other one, we would just be like staring at each other's penises because they're completely in view if you're using that urinal. So you know, it's definitely a bathroom that gave me an aura of well, I was basically very anxious using it, but I was also like, you know, I'm not even talking right now about the other things in there because there was just loads of little trinkets and like artwork, and it felt like I felt like I'd walked into the wrong door, like I shouldn't be in here. And maybe that's not the feeling you want to have when you're using a public bathroom, but but at the same time, it was such good Italian food that like I would definitely go back and I would definitely pee there again. So that's my favorite. Gloria's in Shoreditch. Check it out.
Whoa! What happened? Get it off. Get it off. It fucking rebooting because it's shit. I was just enjoying that so much.
The laptop died.
Fucking shut the fuck up. God damn it. Why is it always like this? You said we should have a call before where we talk about this. Go on, say your idea.
Well, I just suggested in that musical interval that maybe we should, you know, at least have just a quick call to prep.
What is that supposed to mean? That this one's disorganized, this one's not working? That's not what I said.
A couple days before, instead of just like scrambling an hour before.
We didn't scramble. This is fine. This is what we've always done, but I can just never read it. It's always like I'm on.
This is what we've always done, and it's working so well.
Shut the fuck up!
You
can't have your cake and eat it. You can't be like, oh, it's so much better when it's like just you know, real and raw, and not when I write anything. You can't do, and then at the same time be like, oh, well, it would be better if it was a bit more prepared. I can't have both. It just has to be like, it doesn't have to be like this. It shouldn't be like this, but maybe then this isn't the medium. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's not the problem. Maybe I don't, when I'm sort of like, oh, I just need a place to be like myself and stuff. Maybe what I don't need is whatever. Oh shit, I'm talking on my fucking arse.
Go and get Spotify back on.
Yeah, okay, fine. All right, we'll get the music going back again. But you see what I mean? It's like in my head, I'm like, oh, I have so much to say.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we like schedule the whole thing, like write a script.
Well, you're just saying plan a little bit of it.
I'm just saying, like, let me know to get like a bathroom background.
Well,
like,
yeah, but that stuff's like, you know, it's beautiful dressing, but it's still dressing. It's still dressing. Evelyn, it's still dressing. That's the problem. It's
still dressing.
And but it's not the core of what it's about. But I feel like I don't know what the show's about.
My car is a horse.
Yeah. What that one was great. That one was so good. How do I get back to that? How do we get back to that? That was fine. Everything else is fucked. I was trying to edit one of the old episodes, and there's just like this stuff that works, and then there's stuff that I was just listening to it, and it literally just depends what mood I'm in. I'm like listening to it, and I'm like, this is fucking useless. And right now, again, this is just talking about it's useless crap. Where is it? Just make a fucking playlist then. Make a fucking playlist. Why not just make a fucking playlist? If I don't want to talk about it, I don't know who I'm shouting at. I'm just itching. It's been an itchy week.
Why don't we invite your therapist on?
You can't. She doesn't say anything. It's fucking Kleinian. She doesn't say anything. She just like sits like this.
Do you want me to do that on the show?
Well, no, this is the pressure she creates. So she's like talking. You know, you sit down. She says nothing. You go in the room and you're like, oh, hi, how you doing? And she's like,
really? That's scary.
And then you go sit in the chair, and then I'm not even joking. I'm like sitting there in the chair like this. I'm fucking sitting in the corner.
I don't know
like
if that would get me.
And I go. So, how's your week been? And then she'll pause for like fucking 10 seconds and go, it's interesting you should say that. You're asking me how my week's been, but isn't the question really how your week's been? And then I'll tell you what I told her. As I sat in and I was like, I feel guilty because I've had a good week. Then I'm like, well, maybe I don't need to go to therapy. But then that's a lie, because also at the same time I haven't been fucking eating properly. No, not at all. But I mean, like, you know, subconsciously when I'm doing well, I don't. So I'm missing all these things, and it's not going well. And then like, so she knows all of my secrets, and then you just start talking. It's like literally like this radio show. It's what happens is just like you put the camera on, and I'm looking at the cipher. I'm not even looking directly into the lens because I can't not look because it's right fucking there. So I'm here and I'm looking into it, and then, you know, she goes, it's interesting. She's like, it's interesting you should say that, because, and then she just says something that's right about you, where it's like, oh, maybe you want, you know, I said today this, something along the lines of, I was just like, she was like, oh, you know, what's missing in your life? And I was like, oh, sort of, you know, like a kind of, we got talking and I was like, oh, maybe it's like this like kind of maternal impulse of like whatever, I've had to be like some degree of a carer the majority of my life. And then I was like, but I don't want that, because I find it really annoying. I hate someone trying to give that to me. I don't want it. And then she just looked at me and she went like, it's an interesting paradox, isn't it? And you're like, great, but what am I gonna do about it? What am I gonna do about it? You can't always get what you want. Just like the Rolling Stones say, this is lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. You're listening to Return of Sensation. This is the juice. That's what you need to get. You gotta get in through all the shit. Clamber in the crap. This was never just about Yugoslavia. Never. You know what shook me about that? Watching that again. And you are going to all watch it. I'm going to make all of my friends watch it. What shook me about watching that again is right at the start, the nationalists who started it, who fucking, the everything came from, to the genocide, to the war, to everything. They openly admit and are laughing about in interviews how they started it with a false flag operation. Like, they basically pretended to be victimized by the Bosnian police, and then effectively started a riot on purpose to incentivize Serbs to be like, we're getting oppressed, which they fucking weren't. And it's the same thing that happened in Cyprus. And it's literally the same thing that happened in South Vietnam as well. It's just the same shit. That was the thought. That was just the thought that's been going all week. It's crazy. That's what we're stuck on, and we're just not getting any better. It's the same thing happening again and again. Where it's this idea of we're like a majority group who are not victimized whatsoever will all of a sudden say like, well, we're being victimized. We need to do something about this. They're taking our jobs, they're do-over, they're taking our freedom, there's so-and-so, they're attacking us, they're attacking our women. It's the same fucking shit again and again and again. And then, the populist government goes like, you're right, actually. You're not losing your mind. You're not crazy. You're right. You're totally right. They are trying to get you. They are trying to get you. And us too. We're not going to let that happen. Actually, you should get all of their stuff. Fuck them. And it just so happens that the people that they say fuck them to in all of these conflicts have been relatively secular groups of Muslims, or at least like more secular than how they're portrayed to be. And it's insane. It's just the same thing. It's the same thing that's happening in Israel now. It's the same thing. Yugoslavia. You all need to fucking watch this documentary, and you all need to learn about it because it's important, and it's the lens that modern conflict happens through. Understanding Yugoslavia is the key to understanding what is happening in the world now. It is it is current modern history. That is what it is. That's why it's important. You need to engage with it. You need to get with it, and you need to watch this shit. And I'm going to put it in the chat.
Is this what you told your therapist?
Yes. No, it's not. I didn't tell my therapist that.
I'll watch it.
You should. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant piece of film. And it's made only a couple months after they signed the peace treaty. So all of the war criminals, all of the leaders haven't been fucking tried at that. Like, they're all there. They're all just like talking super casually about it, where it's like, yeah, I did that. And yeah, it's nuts. It's insane. Shameless. Fucking shameless.
Have you seen Trauma Zone?
I started watching Trauma Zone. I need to finish Trauma
Feels
Zone.
wrong to say enjoy it, but
no,
I think
that's up my street. You know that's my business. You know what I love? I love lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. Fine. That's all I wanted to say. That's what I couldn't articulate earlier, and now it's out. And it feels good. It feels good. It feels like I got a weight off my chest. All right, scared off a couple of the fucking losers. All right, they're gone now. Don't worry about it. It's just the cool kids. Now I can play a chunk of music and not feel like I'm holding my breath. Sorry, okay, who did I interrupt? I interrupted one person. I heard them inhaling.
how we're almost returned to sensation. I feel it.
You feeling this? You feeling me pop? I nearly popped this week. I nearly lost my shit this week. I nearly popped when I didn't, and it's just all been under here. And now, just the rage, the cycles that we're talking about, the lack of learning and the fucking lack of understanding when it's so obvious. When all you need to do is what all we're asking people to do is watch a fucking 4-hour 4 hours of your life to understand modern conflict. It's worth it. It's fucking worth it.
Like how they made Reagan watch Threads.
But I don't think that man had no idea what was going on the majority of the time. Did they make him watch Threads?
I can't remember the context of who it was, but someone who had an audience with him sat down with him and watched Threads. And
what did he say?
And he claims he claims that it influenced his nuclear policy.
Oh, great. Well, we should blame the filmmaker. That's it. We should blame the director.
You've seen that film.
Fault. Yeah. We should blame them. Clearly, they didn't do a very good job catering to that fucking slack-jawed idiot.
You're not a fan of Salt 2?
No, I'm not a massive fan. Look.
But they signed the document with pens made from like deconstructed nuclear bombs. I thought that was cool.
That's so cool. That is so cool and a worthwhile spending of money. I'm not even drunk. This is what it's about. Now we're in. It's just, you know what? That button needs to get pressed. The big red button needs to get pressed earlier. I wish I had a microphone 2 nights ago when that fucking guy rubbed me the wrong way. He really did. You know what I got to say to someone that night? You people are the reason I don't work in film anymore. I got to say that to someone. Truly. And it was fucking serious because I just had this horrible reminder in the middle of the week of these fucks. These
cheese fucks.
It's fucking slime! One from Fire Walk With Me. What's the coolest one from that film? You all know the song, Oh Boy. Oh God, we actually got some good music. Yes. Let's transport ourselves back to the bathroom. Get away from the pink room. Boom, 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 boom. You live next to the Hayloft Jamboree. You grew up next to the Hayloft Jamboree in Indiana.
I didn't grow up to the next to the Hayloft Jamboree, but I lived next to the Hayloft Jamboree. I grew up next to the hot dog.
Yeah, well, man, I grew up next to a hot dog as well. Look, this is what it is. It's lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. I'm gonna get a poll. Look, you need to make up your mind, 'cause I got a couple different options for what we're gonna end the show on. One of them is a telephone call between LBJ and his tailor. An iconic telephone call.
That's a classic.
It's a classic clip. That the show's gonna end with that, or maybe I save the Pogue song for when I'm or Waltzing Matilda, because I've been wanting to play that for a couple of weeks now. I've been wanting to play that ever since St. Paddy's Day, to be honest with you. But it's fucking 8 minutes long. So, you know, it just takes up a real chunk of show, and you could be listening to all the fucking interesting shit that we're talking about. Obviously.
This could have been a break conversation.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? That's not what... You know talking. There's no
Go
talking
on.
in
What
the
have
break.
you got to say?
So much. I think I got my point across, what I had to say initially. All right, I'm in the bathroom right now, okay? I'm fucking in... Huh? Shut up. It wasn't that fucking basic. It wasn't that fucking basic. All right, we know it's bad. It's about... You heard the reading list last week. You heard the reading list the other week. Did you read any of it?
All of it.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up. You did not fucking read War is a Force That Gives Us Meaning. No, you didn't. Nobody did. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
Bad.
No, that's not what it's about. It's about understanding you yourself may be capable of committing atrocities if you lose the protean spirit. That everyone is susceptible to it.
Yes, we will have capacity for evil. I love the war books too.
Fucking story. What do we got here from? There's a lot of like I don't, because I'm bad at doing the voices. There's a lot of speaking in this one, which is fine. That's good.
Go for it, Jim.
I was gonna get a physical copy of this, by the way, because this was fucking typewritten. How nuts is that? Like physically, it was written with a typewriter. That's nuts. That's wild. It's from Leslie Chamber. I'm gonna have to.
Is that a real name?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you've never met my friend Leslie.
No.
This isn't like one of the. It's not me.
I've never met any of your friends.
Alias. That's not true. You've met lots of my films when you've worked on projects with me. Come on.
That's true.
And you have met my friends. You've met lots of my friends, right? You guys have both met my friends. It's just, but you guys just hang out. You guys are just here. You know.
Just in a separate little.
What about when I ask
bubble?
you? That's not true. You're not. No one is in a box in my life. No, they're not. We're through that. We're through it. We don't do that. That's not how we live. We've got to open ourselves. We've got to let love into our lives. We don't do that anymore. Okay? And I love you both.
We'll come
soon.
I'd be happy for... I want you to meet everyone I know. Okay? It's just that we do the show here every Wednesday, and you guys don't like leaving the house.
I'll leave the house. I'm gonna
You know that you don't like leaving the house. You know that you don't like leaving the house.
I'll meet everyone you know.
All right, cubicle here. Yeah, meet every single person I know. This isn't someone's voice. So, yeah, then he said... Then after 5 years, I could probably be assistant supervisor, despite like what I said earlier. Like I am already doing that job now, you know. So like, you know, between you and me, I was doing it already. But like I told you, I was gonna try to branch, but yeah, like do my own thing. Yeah, but still, you know, I was like, I've been working here for time. He's a mate. Well, not like a mate, but like, you know, someone you work with, you know, like you get on or whatever, you know. Sorry, mate, this is boring. Sorry, yeah, but you know. He went on. I had no intention of accepting his apology, really. I didn't want to be here any longer than I had to. I actually wanted him to stop and get out of this cubicle, which smelled so pungently of piss that you could actually hear it. The legions of plastered patrons pissing through the years, spattering the walls with their inebriation. missing the great yawning chasm of white porcelain, seatless of course, the throne of society that may well be the only thing that divides us from the beast. I only had myself to blame. I was several sheets to the wind, and he complimented my voice, bought me a pint, and then in return I let him regale me. By the by, I realized, and thus the offer of half a chapter of the Nostril Gospel was proffered. So of course I say to the bloke, what's in it for me then, you know, because like I say, I want to start my own glass hire business, but yeah, like that's between you and me, yeah, so this is the price you pay, I suppose. He has something I did not know I wanted until it was offered and almost certainly did not need, so the toll must be paid. I do wish you would save the dry chat for the bar, though. I try to pretend to listen as I gaze at the scroll of 1,000 caners, I love that word, who have redecorated the cubicle wall. I can read. Do the words of caners past judge us for the sins of the present? Do the words of caners past judge us for the sins of the present? You'd think after all these weeks I'd be better at doing this. I can see the vein popping on my forehead. We almost pay the piper, and what payment? For a simple toot of what is most likely dental anesthetics mixed with speed, packaged up as a Colombian's finest. Why do I do this? The poet must not look away. Plus, how do you know where the edge is if you don't go and have a look? He finally pulls out his appropriately fucked up phone from his jacket, and resting it on the bog roll dispenser, his phone background flashes up. A picture of him and the boys having an absolutely mint sesh, man. Oh, mate, you would have loved it. And he empties a comically small bag of lightly terrible but hugely overpriced Coke onto it. Yeah, bro, man, mate, my dealer is so sound. Proper shit, man. Yeah, top shelf. I doubt it, but here I am. Why, only Dionysus knows. So, yeah, mate. Like I was saying, I just need some capital, man. We'll pay it back in dividends. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, let's link and we can go get involved. Yeah, he pauses to force the horrific chemical shards, only vaguely ground to dust of what could barely pass for a Class A drug up an already tragic and beleaguered nostril, chokes and passes me his National Rail train receipt. Mate, you're so fucking sound, mate. Really good guy. Like, proper world class. AM1. There you go. Sounds like what happened to me the other week. No. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was some anthropology stuff right there.
I enjoyed the speaking voice very much.
I like the speaking voice. I like the rambly thing. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you very much. And I appreciate anything that's typewritten. Because of course I do. Why wouldn't I? How cool is that? Isn't that great? Look, we don't do that stuff though anymore because we're not about that. We're about living clean. We're about improving.
I heard the angry fingers typing that, like the clicking.
Yeah.
I love the clicking.
I like the clicking. I like the clicking. And I miss... so much of the show is just me being like, I miss drugs.
When you grew up with typewriters?
No, I didn't mean that. I was about to say I miss doing coke at work.
Oh.
Jimmy.
Well, yeah.
What? No, I'm not lying. It's true. How are you supposed to work? Definitely would have handled some situations better this week if I was a little...
If only it wasn't bad for you, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. It's not bad for most people. It's just me because of my my nostril situation. Look, but why didn't we not get... What happened with the drop-off? I got a bunch of fucking shit. We had so much stuff last week, and then I get one this week. You guys don't like bathrooms? That wasn't a good enough prompt for you.
It was too good of a prompt.
I
got too serious of a thing going, and I couldn't finish it in time.
I need to get back to writing. I need to get back to doing all kinds of business. I just had so much business, you know how it is. There's always money to make and calls to stuff, you know how it is. Man. Then you got to watch the death of Yugoslavia. Then you got to go watch Firewalk with me because you have to, because you're not going to turn that down. And what an amazing film! And I forgot he was dead until afterwards. I was watching it and I was like, I forgot he was dead. But like, God, how great is that film? How brilliant is it? Watch that. I've been watching Ken Burns. GRANDAD went to the bank. Mean director man at work who upset me. I don't know if that's worth going on a tirade about. Is it?
I mean, we always do love a good
let's
tirade,
do it.
Specifically about any
I feel
sort
like
of
you guys would relate
thing
with
in the
this
art
because,
or
because
film
I actually,
industry.
you know what's crazy is right. So okay, so fine. Let's say we have, we take it. Booking is taken at the place. Oh fuck. Okay, actually, that story's not interesting. General gist of it is that now I remember what I wanted to talk about outside of Vietnam, outside of Yugoslavia, outside of Fire Walk With Me, now outside of my granddad going to the bank. Now I remember what the big thing is. But the long and short of that story is that we had someone who's being a total jackass and very entitled, but it was for, like a relatively small film production, and it just reminded me of all of these sort of like thankless and weird experiences we've had to do as production people in the past, which are just like bizarre people behaving like that kind of, I wouldn't mind if they were really brilliant, but just a lot of the time they aren't. And it was kind of just a good reminder of why that world seems so fundamentally unappealing to me. Anyway, that was just going to be a rant, and you've already had that, and that's not important. What I was going to say is that where I work has had a write-up done about it in the Standard that is not very positive, but that unfortunately I agree with massively, effectively, about the gentrification of pub culture and like... everything. And it's kind of motivated me in a good way. Maybe I should read. A TikTok was filmed outside a pub with these guys dressed in this sort of like blokecore tweed way, being like, "Oh, Bertie, oh mate, pass me another," whatever. And it's like, it makes you want to die. And it's awful, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're co-opting," like, and I can't talk. I'm fucking, I'm working. I'm about the most middle-class boy in the universe, working at like a gruff old men's pub and living in a house. So like, I can't talk shit, but it was insane. Everyone hated it. Everyone associates our pub with this very particular kind of like fashion kid who actually isn't coming anymore. We're losing money because of it, because it's already, that trend has passed. But it's incentivized me to get back to actually putting on good shit, and we put on a really fucking good party. And now's probably a good time to say that via my Instagram, we'll be promoting these weekend parties that are for everyone, not just wanky fashion kids who want to go sit in an old pub and pretend that they're like, good old boys, or it's their regular. I mean, it is, and that's fine, that's great, and come along or whatever, but fuck those fucking Nepo shits. They really are. Just, it would be fine if they're making stuff, but like only a couple of them are. The ones who are making stuff, mad props. I don't care if they're dicks, at least they're making art. Even this director who pissed me off during the week, who was a total cunt. I mean, fucking, at least he finished a film. At least he's not sitting around talking about the fucking Soho scene or whatever. What Soho scene? Grow up. Fuck off. Make some work. Come to the pub on Saturdays for an amazing sound system party that will be thrown every week, featuring amazing guest selectors, myself, and good vibes. Good vibes, good people. Lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. Yes. And what I did say to one of the actresses in the film, I assume she was in the film that night, was that people like them are the reason I don't work in film anymore. But to my credit, they really pushed it, and they pushed it with some members of our team. And realistically, I had a score to settle because I'm very insecure about the fact that I haven't finished anything in months. Yes. But what are you going to do? You let the beast out sometimes. It comes out, and it turns out the beast for me is being very polite and non-confrontational and saying, "Excuse me, I really think you're being quite disrespectful right now." That's what it looks like.
What were they doing? What were they pushing?
What happened is that, when you meet someone who's like convinced they're a character, and it's that like Sheldon syndrome, right? Of like, you watch The Big Bang Theory and you're like, I'm that guy. I'm a little bit quirky. I'm a little bit weird. And I knew the moment I met this guy that he was going to be like that. And that's fine, because there's lots of intensely neurodivergent people in the arts, and that's okay. And it can be fine. And I know people, I have friends like that, and that's okay. It's not my cup of tea, but like, I love people regardless, and it's fine. And it isn't actually specifically neurodivergent, so I'm doing myself dirty because I'm fucking woo as fuck, and I'm not like that. So I'm just, whatever, fine. You get what I'm trying to say. It was that kind of Sheldon vibe, or like Mr. Funny Man vibe, like, And naturally, these people get drunk and they act like total fucking assholes. And what ended up happening is that, like, I hadn't apparently appropriately planned security for what was just like renting out a function room. It was just fucking anyway. And some guy had come in who wasn't from the party to meet his fiancée, who also wasn't from the party but had been invited up by this director, I presume. And he like flipped out and started like screaming at them, and they all left the venue. And I had multiple members of the team be like, these people were really upset. It was super embarrassing. It was very uncomfortable. And like this guy, I just kind of said at the end, I didn't frame it in the right way, but like, you know, he asked to play like one last song at the end of the night. And I was like, no, mate, we're closed. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy. And it was like, and it just started, and then it got into this whole thing. And then he just like wasn't having any of it. And he sort of got really pissed with me and then left. And then it was just like his, again, like his, I guess his girlfriend, I don't know, some actress who works on the film. He was just like, he's just so complicated. And I was like, I'm fucking complicated. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking nuts. Don't at me with that shit, all right? You think he's difficult to work with? You have no fucking idea, but this is not a set. This is, we're the people in, you know, like this is, we're in public. And it was just that thing. And then like, you know, we were sort of getting treated as if like, oh, you know, like it's the same thing with film where people are convinced they're in this special little world that like no one else has any other kind of like, oh, we work on a set, so.
Well, yeah, but being an artist doesn't excuse you to be an asshole.
But here's the thing, right? Genuinely, no, it doesn't. But also, like, I understand that there is a gray area of like extremely complicated and difficult people making brilliant things. I very much understand that, and I think it's naive to suggest it doesn't exist. What pisses me off is that like, you know, everyone who knows, because so many of the people who are watching and like listening to this know what it's like, know what film school is, or still work in film, and it's taking this thing that should at the end of the day be a really fun job that is not. You're not fucking working on an oil rig. It's like you get paid good money to do something that is stressful, yes, but stressful like lots of professions are stressful, and a lot of the time it's not creative. It's just a gig. And so, like, when people talk to you after you've been fucking, like, mopping up sick and shit for hours, kind of as if, like, you just don't really understand because you're not in film. And I literally was just like, I worked in film. I have done. And really, the other member of staff who she was talking to also worked in film part-time. And I was just like, this is the fucking reason I can't do it. It's because of shit like this. Because of treating it like it's just, like, we're just these, like, misunderstood, like, special. And it's like, you ain't fucking not. You're just being dicks. And I get it, it's a big night for you. It's a rap thing, but it, you know, fine, fucking maybe the film's good. But show me the film. Show me the film. And then I'll be the judge of, wow, that guy was a prick, but at least he made something good. I fucking doubt it. But you know, it just pissed me off. And then naturally I was like, yes, okay. And then as she left the room, under my breath, I said, you know, if you were in one of those villages full of Bosniak Muslims in the 90s, that guy probably would have committed a couple of atrocities. I didn't say that to him, but, you know, that's what I thought in my head.
Jimmy.
Because he had just had that Mladic energy, man. He just had that Ramzan Karadzic. He had that Slobodan Milosevic energy. Big shit, cunt city energy. Yeah, and it just rubbed me the wrong way because we were having an amazing night. We did have an amazing night. We still had a crazy party. It was wicked. Like, blew out the speakers a bunch. It was amazing. And we're going to keep having good parties. But reminders like this, it's great, but it's not special. It doesn't make you better than other people. And I'm very insecure about not having finished anything for ages. Yes. Okay, so that's what right, fine, that's it. That's everything. I already lost what I was going to speak about. What time is it? Are we going to do the LBJ? We should end on the LBJ thing, right? No one wants to hear an 8-minute Pogue song, except for me.
I would say we'll do the LBJ thing.
We'll come to a cool party. Let's go to a cool party.
Come to a cool party.
We'll come to a cool
party. And no one talks about film or fashion. Just come and have a good time.
Yeah. I can't really take anything.
I don't want people to ask. I just come. Just have a good. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. It's fine, but just where's the work? Where's the work? I had a really great conversation with a colleague of mine about this, where it's just a case of like, you know, and they're a lot more involved in like the Soho, whatever, fashion scene and stuff, and it's just people just chat so much shit, and you're not like, what? There's nothing to watch. There's nothing to go and see. I mean, this is nothing, but it's something. So at least like putting something out at the time. It's the only thing I can do at the moment. It's no, you know, it's low stakes. It's not the same as finishing the films, but like, it's something. And even with that, I still don't feel confident in saying I'm an artist or I make stuff. Because I mean, this isn't art. This is lo-fi radio for hi-fi people. But so fuck that guy. All right, fuck him. Actually, yeah, fuck him. I didn't want to go too hard because I don't know if like he was so obnoxious openly that actually, I'm not gonna outpost him. Someone from the production the next day actually came in to apologize.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it was because
Wow.
actually they were a sort of regular who had introduced the pub in the first place, and I think they felt anyway. But it's just, don't be mean to people in the service industry because it's difficult. And especially, you know, and I understand you project when you're in film because especially if you're in production, you get treated like shit yourself sometimes. And so there becomes this idea of like, well, I'm a super adaptable, highly strung, competent person who survives in all these situations, so why can't other people? And it's like, oh, because...
Yeah, I hate that.
It's not actually that big a deal. It's not actually that big a deal. Someone disliked that, did they?
You didn't like that.
I still don't know what the likes
is
and
that?
dislike thing are, if it actually
Yeah, I
comes
don't
through.
know.
Anyway, I don't give a shit.
I agree. People suck.
Yeah, I also agree. Like the service industry is also just not fun.
Yeah.
It's just not fun.
Yeah. Well, I like it. It can be fun. Kaylee, it can actually be fun. I love it. No one is like that, though. No one is like that. Anyway, look. Maybe we play... I got a request from Seb I want to play. I'll play the song. We've covered everything I wanted to talk about. So is this. Why do I feel comfortable an hour in? You know what we should do? We should do the first hour of the show and just not. And then go live.
Maybe.
I think that's actually the way to do it. Or I just needed to start like bumping my head before we do it and forgetting what's going on and getting over those nerves, you know? Yeah. I don't know. Because there isn't a like to dislike thing on YouTube, so I don't know if it's just arbitrarily doing that on the stream. I don't know how that works. Can someone explain to me? Can someone who's clicking the little thumbs up and thumbs down explain to me how that's working? Because I don't know, and it'd be good to learn how that works. Anyway.
Fiction for next week or no?
What's the theme? What are we doing?
I'll
Jim?
keep working on the one I started, but
I just want new writing.
That's the brief.
I just need enough so I'm not floundering like today. Is what I need. I need enough so I'm not floundering like today. I don't know. Maybe we do. Because I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week. Maybe I might have to. I might be even more remote than here. I might have to do like a solo drive. But that's not. You know. Don't look at me like that. Okay.
Like
all
what?
Right, sometimes I fucking just gotta.
It's just my face.
Just hit the road and go. Okay. Sometimes I just gotta. You know. Just trying to find the source. I'm trying to find what that juice is. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of juice. There was a bit of juice in all that talk about Nazism last time, but it was lost in somewhere in there.
We got to do our school dance
Oh,
episode.
fuck it. Let's do the school dance
We
episode.
got to do school dance.
That'll be fun.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we got to do the school dance episode. That's going to be fun.
Tell all of our school dance horror stories.
Yeah, I want some school dance horror stories and I want some school dance song recommendations. That's what we'll do. School disco. You got school dance, we got school disco. We'll do school disco recommendations, friction if you've got any. Stories, voice notes, school fiction, school disco, school business, look, anything that's lo-fi, just lo-fi radio.
For hi-fi people.
Yeah, baby, yes. Okay, right. What song do we want to listen to? I think we should
Tune in next week.
It's
for
not
when we
over yet.
actually
It's not
return
over
to
yet.
Sensation.
I fucking did. I nearly got there. I nearly got that. Did you hear me nearly return? Did you hear me nearly return?
You have your moments in and out.
God, it's just so difficult. I just want to feel that way all the time, but then the vein would pop out of my forehead. It's not happening. It's
You're
not
getting there,
happening.
Jim. Don't worry.
That's all I want. I just want to be on all day. All day. I think this doesn't work unless it's 24 hours. I think that's
At
the
least
problem.
daily. At least.
Yeah, it's got to be daily. It's got to be daily, but then I'd have to quit my job.
One morning, one evening.
No. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's got to be daily. Wait 1 second. Let's keep the audience busy while I type this song in. Great job, guys. Excellent. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay, I got the song. Great job of keeping everyone entertained during that fucking few minutes of silence.
Yeah,
guys.
no worries.
Good. Shut the fuck up.
We're just here to provide ballast,
That's
really.
That's not what you're here for.
We're just in the audience, really. We're not even barely on a part of the show.
Shut the fuck up. That's not how you can inject. I'm not some dictator.
Uh-huh.
I'm not like that, okay? I'm not like that other guy who I was angry at this week. I'm completely different. Okay? Alright? I'm completely different. I'm not upset with my mother because she reminds me of me. Sorry, I gotta do that properly. Perhaps you think you describe your mother as pathetic because you feel you are pathetic. Oh, good one. It's true. No, she's brilliant. It's great. Go to therapy. It's brilliant. It's great. I love it. I'm just loving it right now. I can't get enough of it. I love my mother. I love my grandfather. About to love this next song, I bet. Here we go. Another song, and then another song, and then Lyndon B. Johnson buys a new pair of trousers. How does that sound?
Yes.
What do you
Rock and roll, buckaroo.
Oh, sick. All right. That's all I needed to hear, Kaylee.
So veranda, but the heartache lives on inside. Oh, and who is the one you're clinging to instead of me tonight? And where
your phone is the one that makes clothes? Yes, sir. We're all together. Joe made me some real lightweight slacks. He just made up on his own. Sent to me 3 or 4 months ago. It's a kind of a light brown and a light green, rather soft green and soft brown. And they're real lightweight. Now, I need about 6 pairs for summer wear. I want a couple, maybe 3 of the light brown, kind of a almost powder color, like powder on a lady's face. Then there was some green, and then maybe some other light pair. If you had a blue in that or black, I'd have 1 blue and 1 black. I need about 6 pairs to wear around in the evening when I come in from work. And I need, they're about a 1/2 inch too tight in the waist.
Do you recall the exact size? I just wanted to be sure we get them right for you.
No, I don't know. You all just guessed at them, I think, son, but wouldn't you have the measurements there?
We'll find them for you.
I can send you a pair. I want them a 1/2 inch larger in the waist than they were before, except I want 2 or 3 inches of stuff left back in there so I can take them up. I vary 10 to 15 pounds a month.
All right, sure.
So leave me at least 2.5, 3 inches in the back where I can let them out or take them up, and make these a 1/2 inch bigger in the waist. Make the pockets at least 1 inch longer. My money and my knife and everything fall out. Wait just a minute. Hello?
Hello.
Now, the pockets, when you sit down in the chair, the knife and your money comes out, so I need it at least another inch in the pockets. Yeah. Now, another thing, the crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. So when you make them up, give me an inch that I can let out there, because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are the best that I've had anywhere in the United States. But when I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So leave me, you never do have much margin there. Let's see if you can't leave me about 1 inch from where the zipper ends, round under my, back to my bunghole. So I can let it out there if I need to. Now, be sure you got the best zippers in them. These are good that I have. And if you get those to me, I would sure be grateful.
Where would you like to present, please?
White House. Now, I don't guess there's any chance of getting a very lightweight shirt, sport shirt, to go with that slack, is there? That same color?
We don't make them, but we can have them made up for you.
If you might look around, I wear about a 17. Extra long.
Do you like it in the same fabric?
Yeah, I sure would. I don't know whether that's too heavy for a shirt or not.
I think it'd be too heavy for a shirt.
I sure want the lightest I can in that same color and matching it. If you don't mind, you figure out somebody up there that makes good shirts and get me one to match each one of them, and if they're good, we'll order some more. I just sure will appreciate this. I need it more than anything, and now that's about it. I guess I could get a jacket made out of that if I wanted to, couldn't I?
No, I think that didn't James Hager have a jacket?
Yeah, he sent me some jackets for summer earlier, but they were way too short. They hit me up about halfway down my belly. I was much longer waist. But I thought if they had material like that and somebody could make me a jacket, I'd send them a sample to copy from.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you will send us this, we'll find someone to make it.
Okay.
We can supply the material to match it.
Okay, I'll do that. Now, do you give this boy the address, because I'm running for a funeral, and give him address just how to dress these trousers, so we'll send them to you. And don't you get the measurements out of them and add a 1/2 inch to the back, give us 1 inch to the pockets, and about an inch underneath so we can let them out.
In other words, you like just a little more stride in the crotch.
Yeah, that's right. I want you to build these at least a 1/2 inch more and then leave me some in there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here he is.
Glad that you enjoyed the others.
It's got to have some space for the bulls there. What's that? It's horrible static. There you go. Don't point it at the computer. What did you say? I like that.
A little more stride in the crotch.
It's got to be a little more stride in the crotch. It's funny though, because when you watch the doc, like you hear the experts of his, and he talks about Vietnam in the same way as he talks about getting his trousers tailored. Or he'll be like, we got to get them out of there. We got to get them boys out of. What does he say? Like, let them out down there. Like, it's that kind of thing where it's just like, it's so crazy.
Didn't he famously have his name printed on everything in his ranch house?
That actually does sound very familiar.
Like every little, cup or like site, like everything just had LBJ, like engraved
initials.
into it.
It is great initials. Great initials for the Great Society. All you LBJ heads out there. It's just me. Just me. God. Yeah.
No, I'll come with you.
You need to come with. You need to read the crazy long biography about him.
Yeah.
You only need to read one of the books. You don't need to read the whole thing because it is actually quite dull. But like he's a very interesting person and one of the sort of architects of the modern world. But that's not fucking what this show's about. Maybe we should like interview a band or something. I like this song you were playing. It was great. Why don't you ruin it by talking about
like
it?
The process of like, how do you like go from like, how do you come up with this, and then it's like,
well, the thing is, I was playing the guitar, and then I was like, what would be fun to write a song about? I was watching Ken Burns' Vietnam.
So you know that song that you made? Instead of like us hearing the song, why don't you just say with words the song?
Why don't you just make a whole radio show where you're reluctant to play music? Because you feel like there's something... This is it. You are the same as her. You're the same as my psychotherapist. That's what this is. You don't say anything. And I'm just trying to answer a question that doesn't exist. Or to answer a question... No, not that doesn't exist. To answer a question that doesn't have an answer. That's what it is. Now we know. Now everyone knows.
That's called a rhetorical question.
So my thing's different. My thing's totally different. What a crazy night, huh? Shit.
That's one crazy night.
That was one crazy night. I'll never forget that night.
No one parties like us.
No one parties like us on a Wednesday night. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I'm looking forward to work tomorrow. The work tomorrow will be nice.
It's been a real shindig, Jimmy.
It's been a bit of a rough
Jamboree.
one. I'm not gonna lie, gang. It's been a bit of a rough one. But we made it through. We got through. Whether this one gets
Can't tell if I've just got used to the smell in these toilets or if it's gone down.
Oh yeah, no, it's still the same. I liked that in the story, that you can like hear it. There's so much piss everywhere that like historically you can hear it. I like that. It's how you feel sometimes. I can still hear the pee. It's how I feel when I look at my sink. Gross.
Oh God, Jimmy.
Gross.
Well, it's the journal space, Jimmy.
It's the journal space.
Sometimes you have more to write about. Some days you got more to talk about, and some days you don't.
But no matter what.
Some days it's dynamic. Some days
it's non-dynamic. This was very much a non-dynamic day, I feel. How do you?
As opposed to normal.
It's always going to be like this. It's just always going to be like this.
The next one's going to be so slick.
Don't tell me we're going to have a fucking Skype call about it beforehand and discuss what
I'm going to make
do.
I'm going to make like a shared spreadsheet.
We're going to go to the disco.
We're going to go to the disco.
We're going to go to the school disco.
We're going to go to a disco, and then we're going to come in with a wild anecdote of the crazy
I
night.
hope you guys have some wild anecdotes from school discos.
I have some wild anecdotes from school discos.
Okay, all right, Kaylee, if you disappoint, I'm going to actively walk off and the show's going to be done.
I have, firstly, anecdotes from school discos, asterisks, in the American South.
Yeah, okay, all right, I trust in that. Evelyn, I feel like we probably had some very similar school disco experiences.
Yeah, I mean, nothing... Yeah, I'll come up with something. Just weird.
Yeah, I'll lie.
No... Just like more weird kid behavior than like crazy drama fights, but just like weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, so what? We'll do the school disco episode next week. And
I'll tell you all about the Isle of Wight PGA trip that we did in year 5.
Okay. Well, everyone's excited for that. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. We're gonna listen to Nothing But Dizzy Rascal because Katie's gonna understand.
I'm going to learn. It's going to be okay.
How do we feel about this new slogan? Because I'm going to start slamming it into everything.
Slam it.
Yeah. What do we got? We got Let Love Into Your Life, which is just good rules. And then we got Lo-Fi Radio.
Maybe we could get like a cursive
car is a
sign
horse.
behind
I think,
us.
well, we could get it in the text. We could do in cursive, Let Love Into Your Life. I think we'll be back in the car. No, we won't. We'll be in a school disco next week, won't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I kind of missed the car. Maybe that's the problem.
Can we get mood rings?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get some mood rings. Let's
Maybe
all
we
dress
should
up.
start dressing up for each
Yeah.
theme.
I think we should dress up for next week.
Okay.
I would be very
Di-
excited.
okay, school
to dress
disco
up.
fit.
We're dressing up for school disco.
Okay. I'm busy on Wednesday. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I am or not yet, but we'll find out. This all sounds great. Man, what a crazy night. Look, listen, you've been listening to Return to Sensation. It's fine. I finally feel comfortable, so now I don't want it to end. I just want to stay up all night in your house. So you guys can go to bed. I want to stay on stream.
That's cool.
Okay, no worries. Right. So I think we can play one more song. Because there's no time limit on YouTube. Maybe you were listening on W1, you got cut off, but on YouTube, there's no time. Time doesn't exist. You can stay up all night and listen to this if you want. That's a lie. I should just want to stay awake.
I do have to get up early.
Yeah, okay, fine. Me too. I've got a job. I have a job. I have a job. That's fine. I want to play one more song. Thank you for the submissions and engagements tonight. Hopefully next week, okay, there'll be more.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. What's my name's
What's my name?
What's my name? James.
DJ Khaled.
James Charalambides. You can follow me at Sensation Boys, and you can go on my website sensationboys.com. And if you want to listen to more Return to Sensation, if you haven't had your fix tonight, or this, whatever the fuck this is, go on the YouTube and you can get a playlist of highlights that are selected to be entertaining as opposed to this. No, I'm being mean to myself, which I got to stop doing. Guys, Kaylee, to speak.
Howdy. Do I should probably
Plug,
oh yes.
plug,
you can follow
plug.
my Instagram at KayleeEford_studio for occasional new work before I, disappear for 6 months and then inevitably come back to show more work.
Nice. I like that. Go watch Midas Man on VOD. Am I right?
Is that one of yours?
No, that's one of yours. It's a film you edited.
What would you say it was called?
Midas Man. It's about Brian Epstein, the Beatles producer.
Oh, no. You must be confusing me with someone else.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Nice try,
All right. Well, yeah, you can all go check that out.
I think I've heard of it.
Support
but I
it
don't-
by multiple copies of it.
It's not really my thing.
And I think we'll listen to this song and then say goodbye. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thank you for listening. I hope everyone's respective cats are okay. And everyone's doing all right out there.
And sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Let's go to bed by getting into the groove. Thanks for listening.
Good night, y'all.